Welcome to OurPortal.Life. You're either visiting through OurPortal.Life and checking out our video at the bottom of the page here, or you're visiting through YouTube, and I recommend you come to our website, try out the trial. If you like it, join our page, and then check out our free applications if they suit you. Right now, we're going to be going through a full video of how OurPortal.Life works, so continue for the journey to see how each application works. Or as you log in and use the applications, there'll be a video section on the top of each page that will give you a quick link to this video and the part of the video that is appropriate for the application that you're using. So on this homepage here, we have our mission. Our mission is to build a personal operations system, an optimization network that gives you a place to format your data, a place to visualize your data, a place to have structural flows and personalize your own life management. And then we're also using it as a network, so that way you can make friends, you can post posts, you can share information, you'll be able to message, but there won't be the feed portion of the social media, so that nothing will be luring you to the next thing. You'll have to actively seek out your friends, family, teachers, influencers that you want to go look at information from, and then some of their information will be on public databases of content and products, information, books, things like that we recommend. That will be less flashy and less strong. We're trying to pull away from the lure outward and draw inward and work on our self-management, our self-optimization, and then using our umbrella effect network and app share with different organizations, companies, groups, friends, and families to cooperate all underneath the same, with multiple groups all in the same place. So here we're going to go over our offerings. Right here you can see one of the spots for the video, introduction video. So if you're on YouTube, when you come to the home page, this is where you would find this video on the page. And if you're on OurPortal.Life, you'll see a button like that on all the pages that bring you to a portion or a video that shows you how our application works. So our apps, I'm going to expand these all for us. So when I chat about them, you can give them reads. So again, our applications are going to be utilizing an umbrella sharing, so that way we can bring you closer and directly to the data you want to work with and not see the data you don't want to work with, while not needing to log into multiple different accounts to operate. The network is going to be the start to that. It's going to be where you make your friends, your edges. Your profile is where you're going to get to share your classic information, your notes, your writings, your photos, your purpose, your scripts, profile pictures, and that will extend out as we go. We also have a color editing system. So on the profile picture, when you edit your color, that's the color that everyone will see. And then you have a color edit system on every page. And when you edit those colors, those are the colors that you'll see as you flip through the pages. So each page can have its own tone and essence to you. The app shares the extension of the network. So once you build a network connection, then you can build an app share connection, and that links the umbrella sharing. You can do one-way sharing. So one person sees the data that you want them to see. The receiver will see the data of the sender, or you can both send it and accept it both ways. And then you'll be, both of you will see each other's data. And then you have your self-guide. That's the first aspect of the app share. And that is where we're organizing our life branches, the different aspects of our lives, our macro goals, the large goal, the thing we're really seeking, multiple things we're seeking, checkpoints along that route, the tasks for each of those checkpoints, and steps and triggers for each one of those tasks. And then you can not set all of them. You can just set tasks, but being able to set all of them allows you to be able to filter your data and work as through yourself as if you're your own company, and see the different aspects of your life how you want to. And then with the app share, you can sort your guide or your group, so that way you'll see the goals and the tasks for the different groups and operations that you work for it. all at the same time or one at a time, depending on how you're trying to work and operate. And then our packets are our informational packets for your health, wellness, prosperity. These are free applications that we're leaving on the side for you to share with the public at a larger and larger array. We hope that these find useful to everyone. If you're not able to afford the later subscriptions to these packets or to the general system, then these packets will still be available to you. Our attachment release, the code crack, our micro refinement packets through Google Docs, and then we'll have some other applications and utilizations accessible through Google as well. So check out the view packets here to jump directly to there without having to sign up and log in. But that is our homepage. As more gets developed, there will be more down here. So stay tuned and hope we see you on the inside. Thanks for joining our portal. If you do, see you soon. Welcome to the login page. Welcome to the login page. We are going to be setting up a name, an email, and a password. As always, our video guide is here. If you're joining us from YouTube and you forget what we said, click back here to see what's going on. So I'm going to be adding in a test video here so that we can show how the development works. So let's do our portal video 11235 at gmail.com. And we'll type in a password and we'll do a sign up. Okay, so that's successful. So now we're going to do a login. And that brings us to our home. But because we don't have a consent form set up, we're going to be brought to our consent. And then from there, we have our home base. So welcome home. Welcome home. On the home base, you'll see that we have our video guide for the home. If you're joining us from YouTube, as always, we have our edit page color. So here's where you can start optimizing and organizing each page individually. This works throughout the application in all the same ways. And then we can always click to reclose and collapse so we see the data that we want to see. If we have notifications, they'll pop up here. If we don't want to see them, we can click them and close them. Right now there are no notifications, so new account has nothing. Your applications, you have your profile, you have your network, your app share, your self-guide, your auto message, our packets, the release, code, and add a suggestion. So if you click on any of these buttons here, it will navigate you to those specific applications, and then you can explore their functionality within. Hope to see you there. If you're seeing this video right now, it means you're watching the uncut extended version that I'm posting first to get it working before my parents show up this weekend. And you get to see all the little breaks in between the whole building. Glad you're here. Join the website. Email me, becometheflow.life. Sorry, becometheflow.com. Becometheflow@gmail.com. OurPortal.Life @gmail.com. All the above. Welcome to our network. So up here you can see our test name is here. We can edit our page color as always. We have our video guide. If you're joining us from YouTube and you forgot what's going on, or you forget what's going on at any point, click in our video guide and see what's new. These will get updated as pages change as well. So if you click on something's different, check to see if the video guide's new. It won't happen automatically because the page will happen before the video is made. So stay patient with me. The request edge. So here we're going to request an edge. I'm going to request myself, my personal account, and then we can submit that request. So then you can see the data clears and you get a success. So then on my edges sent, I can see I sent myself. So let's do a second one here. Just so I can see it, it shows up twice, and then I can delete this if I like. So that only deletes the one, doesn't delete them all. So if you send multiple and you're like, oh, I sent multiple, you can delete them, clear them out, keep the one you want. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to my own personal account real quick and accept this request. And you can see here I'm in request received, which is right below the sent. And then now I'm on the wrong page right now. That's my mistake. I clicked on my middle tab. I should be here. So here's my test page. So now your edges now include myself. So that is how you would create an edge. And then we can also go ahead and delete that. For the next video, I'm going to be doing the profile exchange. I'm going to show what it's like to have an edge. So let's show that one more time. I'm going to go from here. And again, this is in the public. I could also type this directly. If this was empty, I could type this directly into here and submit it that way as well. So this record is going to be anyone who's on the public network, and then anyone who's private, you'll need to type in their email directly to send them a request. And again, I'm going to pop over to my other account. This is where the receiver would accept. And then I can see that it is an accepted edge request. And that is how you would create an edge friend profile. Right now, the edges and the profiles are the same. There's going to be an extra barrier inside of it that you will need to give your edge partners friend access. Right now, the edges give you access to app sharing and your network and your profile. We're going to make it a separate account. So that way you can have work and your personal profile be separate if you'd like them to be. Right now, they're both the same. So keep them in mind. Hope you enjoy your network. Early morning coffee. Welcome to your profile page. On your profile page, if you haven't activated your account, you'll see an activate account here. So we can activate that. So as we have our color editing at the top, click here, click to edit our color, finish with our final click, and then we close that out. Video guide up at the top, and then we have view our network. So we had already made a network connection with myself in another page. So we have our own email of this account, and then we have our network connection. So we can click there to view that profile. And we can see some writings and notes and writings. So there's our notes, there's some writings. Writings can be sorted by different types, and then photos. And you can open them and close them all at once. You can see my purpose, the script, and a profile photo. Right now, this is my profile color. And then when I click my portal, it will bring me back to my page. And then I can click out my networks if I'm not trying to explore. From here, if public view is not active, this is how it's going to look when you're editing your profile. If you want to see how your profile looks to others, you click public view, and then this is what it would look like. Right now, has the blank purpose script and photos are all empty. You have your original profile activated note. So we click out of the public view to edit our profile. Here we can add a profile name. This is different than our name. So our name on our portal is the name that we choose to show on each of our pages. Our profile name is the profile name that we choose to display on the profiles. This doesn't need to be distinct. Our email needs to be distinct. Our name doesn't need to be distinct, and our profile name doesn't need to be distinct. Keep that in mind. It gives us some variability that we can say the same name, say the same things as other people. We don't need to be unique completely in that profile name. So let's do a test name here. We can go ahead and add a photo. So here's our profile photo now. Purpose right now is testing. Our script is testing. We're going to add a testing note. We're going to add a testing writing. So right now there is no writings. And so if I add a title with no passage, it will create a new title that I can choose from. I can either keep it typed in here or I could choose it from here. And then when I add that in, it's going to have the title and then the writing below it. And then I can do a new title. So let's do test 2. And then here too. And you can see that these are going to organize themselves and prioritize themselves. So sometimes I've been having some data lags inside of this one. And when I go reload the page, it's there. I also might not have changed. Oh, I kept my top in here as test. So that was what happened here. So this one is prioritized. If you do your old writing, it's going to put that in. So this needs to be blank for this new test to come in here. So let's do here. We'll do 2-2. Okay, so now we have that test 2 and we have that test here. But you see how that landed in the wrong one? So let's go to and edit this. And then I can see my priorities here. So I could set this as a priority 1. And I can hit edit. And that's going to pop into the top. They do have the right titles. They were just landing in the wrong priority because the time that they were put in was backwards. They land in the order that you put them in, but you can edit them by date, and you can put in a date. So you can use this as a journal or an autobibliography, and you can organize it just by priority. So you can stack them by number. And then you can choose from your different tests and your different writings. And right now, these are all public. So anyone that's on your edges, that's a friend of yours on your profile, will be able to see this. And I plan on making a private section of this that is just your personal writings. And then this edit writing here allows you to click into each one and open it up. But we have that off, so that way it just looks a little bit cleaner. And then add photos is the same as the profile. Just click the image to add. Once it gets loaded in, you add the photo, and then it will pop into your database down here. And that is all for your profile. So check it out, add in your data, play with it, add an edge, check out your connections. And then from here as well, if you don't have any networks, you can either go back to the homepage or you can go to your build network directly from here. So enjoy. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for coming. Thanks for staying. Welcome to AppShare. So on the AppShare, this application works if you have network edges. So you can click here to add networks if you don't have any network edges. Here we're going to go ahead and build an app. We do have a network edge right now, and it is myself. This isn't the one that we want to have. So here's our email. Here's myself. So we're going to actually go back and build the network. That way we're connecting to a different application that is showing. Yeah, yeah. I'm cutting the videos now, so it doesn't matter. We're gonna go back and build this network. That way when I build it here, I can go to the goal app and show you how those goals work and propagate. So we're in our network. We're gonna go to request edge. Down here, I'm going to post in this email that we have. It's not that one. It's going to be OurPortal video2 at gmail.com. Submit that request, and then we'll pop over to that account. Had this bug last time too, but I'm committed to the videos. So OurPortal video2. Type it wrong. Kept clicking on the wrong page. Clicking on myself. All right, so let's go back over to this page real quick. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and create this network. Not sure why I'm doing it again, just for affirmations for myself that it works. Perfect. It works. It's all gonna be cut out from the grand scheme, but I'm glad you're joining me for it now. Welcome to our flaws. Okay, heading back over to the app share. Welcome to app share. On our app share, if you already have a network, we'll be able to build an app share. So let's go over to our build app network. Down here, you'll see our app names. So we have self-guide and content library. The content library doesn't exist yet. It does on the development backend, and if you learn how to get there, good for you. But self-guide is where we want right now. And we're going to choose our network connection. Right now we have this OurPortal. This OurPortal is where I've built out some um, now one more time. I deleted it. Alrighty. I think the bugs are out this time. So, welcome to our app. Track 2. Welcome to App Share. On App Share, we're going to click on here, Build an App Network. We're going to click Self-Guide. Content library isn't working right now, unless you're on the development backend side of the things. And we're going to click on this OurPortal Video 2. So we'll submit that request. And then when we pop over to that page, OurPortal Video 2, I can head over to my app share, check my received apps. This works just like the network, and I can accept or delete. Now I can check out my shared apps, and I'm sharing this application. So I can head back to the page that I sent the app from, and I can see my shared apps, and I can see that that application is sharing. And now my app share is working. So if you check out our next video, see the self-guide, you'll see how that data shows up in the self-guide and what the power of the app share really is. Hope to see you there. I'm gonna open up the self-guide on both of these. That way you can see the view from both when we get there. Okay, so you can see, we'll do show schedule and show goals right now. And then back here, we'll have it be empty. And the schedule should be open when we land. So, welcome to the self-guide. Self-guide is our starter main application. It's for your optimization and your organization of your life, your goals, and macro goals, checkpoints, and tasks on route, plus all the triggers. So up here, we can edit our color page, as always, set our tone for our creation. We can edit a sound. This edit sound is going to be your sound that plays for each complete goal. So if you can download a sound and add it, you can click original sound and the original sound will come in, or you can click no sound. And right now it loads as no sound. And right now there's no scheduled goals. There's nothing in the goal list, and your complete goals aren't there as well. So let's get to work and get adding things. So down here, we're going to go to add a new life branch. We can see in our groups here. I may have broken this function. Check it back online. Welcome to the backend. Back to the app share, make sure my app share is working here. Oh, it's working. I'm just being dumb and I'm not looking at the. Oh, no. I'm being dumb and I shared the data the wrong way. Like a Dumbo. Like a Dumbo. So I wanted to share the data to in the opposite direction. So you're really here for a learning experience right now if you're here. Let's get back to it. Homepage. Okay, so I'm going to go to my app share from here. And let's check out my shared apps right now. So I got this from our portal video 2. I want to send it. I want to be the sender. So I'm going to take the app I'm on right now. And I'm going to build an app network from here. And when I come back into here, I can go to, let's go ahead and delete this old one. And now I can accept this. Now, when I come to my whole page and go to my goals section, I should see the goals from that page. And there we go. I see the details. There's the group. Hello and welcome to the self-guide. So on the self-guide, we're going to be organizing our life branches into our macro goals, and our macro goals into our checkpoints, checkpoints into tasks, task into your different triggers. The tasks end up on your schedules, macro branches, checkpoints, life branches all end up on your goals. And then we can do reoccurring tasks and tasks that auto schedule themselves on a frequency as well. So let's start up here at the top with add a new life branch. So when we're adding a life branch, we have the options of ourself or another. So we just added this goal here, but we're going to let's add one for ourselves. So a new life branch is going to be our, let's say, home. So now when we come down to add a new macro goal, we can have a macro goal for our home. So inside of ourself, we choose our home, and then we can choose what's a macro goal. So right now we're putting wood away at home. So let's say put away wood. And then it auto adds in a date here of plus 50 years or plus 25 years, I believe. And then when we do a checkpoint is going to be checkpoints on ramp. So this might be home, put away wood, half the pile. And this is going to put in the day today. If you don't put in the day, but you can adjust this day to whatever day you'd like. And then all of them keep the original data. So if I want to add in more checkpoints, I could say full file. And then add in another date there. Sometimes the date can be a little sticky, depending on where you start it. Just go slow, make sure the numbers are typing in the way you want them to. And then if we had a different life branch, so let's add in a different one, let's say diff. When we come into adding a macro goal, we can choose from a different life branch, and then we'll set different macro goals. So let's say different 2. That way, when we're in our checkpoints, you can see that in our macro goals. So now we have the different 2, and let's say different 3. So now I should have these both underneath that macro goal, but when I come to home, they won't be there anymore. And if home is empty, then nothing is there. So I can set goals and just task checkpoints based on groups with these being empty, or you can fill them. And I can also choose different groups. So when I choose a different group through my app share, this is a group that's in my app share, and they sent their data to me. Now I can choose their different macros to set checkpoints. And then our last one is adding a task. And so when we add a task, we have all of those same options. So say put away wood in the morning. And then we have a reoccurring, and it's going to be every single day. So now when we submit this task, it's going to show up in our schedule. And then we can click on this set filters to set different filters to organize our different goals. Right now, I think I just blocked this with a little disable button. So it's going to organize it by group, macros, life branches, all of the different things. That way you can look at sections of your life at one particular time and see all the details that you'd like to see. We can see that same thing from each individual box. So we can click see details here. We can edit our task in here. We can edit the date, the due date and time, and we can add the different triggers. And then when we are adding the different triggers, if we add a trigger, so let's say trigger, then we can see our triggers. And then there they are. We can set them by priority. We can edit them. Or that button there completes them. So let's say add another one. So if I change my priority number, it will shift in its spot. And if I hit this, it will end. But then when I repeat my task, it will stay there. So I have 2 triggers that I added in here that I've now completed. But it's a non-recurring task. So when I complete it, this is just going to go away. And this task here is actually from a different page because it's from the app share section. And so with the filter here, I could see just my own personal tasks, and that's not working right now. So we'll add in a second video here that's really showing the fullness of that function. But here's the put away wood here, and it's reoccurring, and here's the next date that it's scheduled for. And we could see all of the details to show us our frequencies. Can edit the task and all those same great things. And right from the status, we can go into complete or delete. If we want to get rid of the task, we just delete it. If we want it to stop being recurring, we hit single. We go back to reoccurring to set in the next date. If there's no frequencies, there's going to be no next date as well. So let's do a complete. It's going to complete and then show back up, but then the due date is going to be the next day because the frequency was just different. So if we edit the task and I change this to 1 month instead of 1 day, and I hit edit. Then when I complete this task, it's going to come back, but the next day it's going to be 1 month away. And then start date, the due date. I don't think the start date got added to, so I might need to go back in and check in that. So any of these bugs, reach out, suggestions page, let me know, and we can get those edited for you. But here you can see, here's our next date if we did this again. And I can do my single to get rid of it. And if I go to edit task and I set these down to 0, and I hit edit task, and this is recurring with no frequencies, then there will be no next date. And when I complete this, it will disappear from my schedule. But it was a task that I thought was reoccurring, so I put it on my reoccurring list. And so now it's here. So next time I need to put away a wood, I don't need to go make all of this again. I can just come here, look up my different group life branches, and I can reschedule this task for whichever day I'd like to. And it's going to come in with the same frequency that it came in before. And then that will show back up on your schedule. And then the frequency was off, so it's just going to go back in to reoccurring if I finish this. So again, we'll go complete and pop this back into my recurring list. Great. And then from there, we have our goal list. And our goal list is going to show us all of those checkpoints, macro goals, life branches, and not our different tasks, not our scheduled tasks. And then when you complete one of these, so that's the same idea here, we can complete it, we can edit the details, we can see all the details because it's hiding our groups and macro goals. That way we don't see too much detail on our phones when we're looking at it. And then we add to schedule. We can add a frequency, a start date. So that way we can take this checkpoint, macro goal, a life branch, and add a task to it directly to our schedule. And we would hit add schedule right there. And then if we complete this, this will vanish. And then if we go down to our complete goals, it will show up in here. Okay, and then last little section here, let's go to our show our schedule. So we can see recordings, and this is coming from a different application. So this is coming from the app share. So if we go over to our app share, and we do our network, we can delete this. And then when we go back to the home page and go over to our self-guide, that's where the data was sharing to. We won't have anything on the schedule. We didn't have anything personally scheduled, and then we deleted our connection to those goals. So we're no longer in the umbrella of that account. And so now we're just a personal account. And when we go to make a life branch as well, there won't be another option besides ourselves in our life branch. So I hope you enjoyed the self-guide. Hope it brings you guidance. Hope it brings you optimization, prosperity, joy, and happiness. See you on our next app. Auto message. You like my necklace? Check them out. My wife makes them. Hit me up. You can get one. Grace Slicker. Auto message. Welcome to auto message. So down here we have a new message. So we can set up a subject, set up a test, body, Hello world. And then we'll do today. Set a little later than this so it doesn't send automatically on me. And then we'll type in a contact. So we'll go become the flow at gmail.com. We'll set a plan. And then we go to a manage existing plans. Here's our email. It's on hold to become the flow for this time. And we can see the details. Let's test and then hello world. We can hit end plan and then this email won't send anymore. And if we wait until this time, this email will send. So let's do another one that's going to send by the time I finish explaining. We'll just leave all the information out here. So now we can see the two different messages. And so this application was originally designed for the type of an SOS system or a last reach notification for when you're wilderness camping. So when you go out on a hike, you go out on a service, you have a different plan or a set idea of what you're doing. If you don't accomplish that goal and you have a deadline when you should have accomplished it by, you can send a message to someone that you knows that you're going on this trip, knows that they should be looking for this message, and then they will receive your plans and your SOS of I did not make it back to my phone. I didn't make it back to my computer in the time frame that I thought I would. And they'll get your plan and your last idea of your location so they can have the best chance of finding you. Designed for all the mamas out there. My mom wanted to know where I was so that way she could feel safe that I was someone knew where I was, but she also didn't want to know where I was because it scared her knowing I was out in the dark hiking where there's bears and cold and all that stuff. So this is a way to send a message to someone to let them know where you are, to let them know that you might not be safe anymore without having to let them know before that that is happening. It's been now generalized as a way to send any email. So you can just do subject body. Make sure that if you're using it as an SOS message, you make that clear in it because there's nothing that's going to be attached to it that says that. And then if it's just a reminder message for yourself or someone else, that's great. It's going to be going through a random OurPortal email right now, some numbers at some email, and it will be later probably linked to OurPortal.Life or at something or some email at portal.life. We'll see what it turns into eventually. But it works and operates as what it's designed to right now. And I hope you use it. So you can see this one has been emailed now, so I can end this plan and it goes away. Doesn't mean it doesn't takes the email away, just means I don't want to see it. And then if I end this plan, that email won't send. That means I made it back successfully. Or I just wanted to cancel that auto email to myself. All right, that's how you use your auto message. Hope you enjoy. Hope you stay safe out there. Hope this doesn't need to be used as an SOS message for you. And if it does, that you be found safely. Couple more. Bear with us. Welcome to our packets. Try that again. Not approaching the screen. Welcome to our packets. So in our packets, you can see some that we have developed from the enhanced light movement practice, the release practice, and the code practice, two practices that I've really enjoyed and wanted to make accessible to the world at large. My baby's alarm's going off. Okay, you trying to turn that off? I'm almost done. I told you it's gonna wake you up. You don't need an alarm. Attempt number 2. Our packet. Welcome to our packets. Up at the top here, you'll see 2 sponsored from the enhanced light movement practice. We have the release and the code crack practices. And then these are also linked on our main homepage. They're here so that way this section here is a free section that will remain free. So you can always click on these two and then from these two make it back here. Here's our content. So if you click here, it's going to bring you over to our Google Documents. This is a viewable link where you can see all of our websites, Google, guidebooks, books, videos, video playlists, refinement packets, applications, products, websites on OurPortal.Life, and sharings of others. This is where we started OurPortal.Life. It was our soft application start zone, and it still has more than OurPortal.Life has. So click through here as our hyperlinks, click through here, check through our books. There's hyperlinks built into a lot of the things. So if you click into a book, then as at the top contents, you can click where you want to go and it'll bring you to that spot in the book to try to minimize your scrolling on this adventure. And then Become the Flow main site. This is also going to take you to our RevFlowlution page, our Become the Flow. This is our main landing page where we're hosting this stuff in just a different way. This isn't our network. This is just where we're hosting our information personally and has links to all of our other services. So we really check out our hyperlinks. It's a version of what this other page here is, and it will bring you to a lot of the same places. And then down here in the packets, in the content library, in our refinement packets, we have these packets here, and that's going to be the same as these. So we're going to be building this chart out more to have more data and not just refinement packets, and building in titles. That way you can sort by the type of packets and you can have all the book links and all of that stuff. And I can use less of I can still have the Google Drive active while you have a easier search template here. But you can click here. The view link is going to give you a link to be able to view the different documents before you download it, see how you like it. And then the copy link is going to give you a link to make a copy for yourself. You'll need to sign into your Google account to make that copy, and then that will save on your own personal Google Drive, and that will be yours. And then we won't be managing the data anymore. So this is a way to host information in a free sense, and then you're going to be hosting your data personally, where if you're working through our application, we'll be hosting your data and we'll be charging the subscription rate for the GPUs that we need to run to be able to host and function with the data that we are logging for everyone. And that's all. If we click see details here, we can see the descriptions of each of the packets. And I like to keep the data down on each of the pages. So when we're on our phones, we're not seeing too much. When we're on our computers, we can open up a lot of these and see a lot more and still have it make a lot of sense. Awesome. Enjoy our packets. Welcome to the attachment release. So up here, we're going to see our joyful list of activities, which we haven't done a release guide yet, so there is no list. And if we do a new attachment release, we'll see this come in. This is from the Enhance the Light movement. And then we can add in our name, our attached to, and then as we click through, it's going to give us our instructions of what we're supposed to do mentally and within here as well. So, and then when we get to our list, we say what brings us joy, and then that's going to get propagated down here, and we can keep doing that. And as we do that, our list will get longer and longer. When we come back to this page, we'll just come back to this reminder list here of what is our joy bringing things, and then we can go and do another attachment release if we're being called to release something new. And again, we have our journey back to our other packets. So check out our other packets and what else we have to offer. And then we'll head over to our code. Welcome to our code crack system. So this is also sponsored by the Enhance the Light movement. If we click new code, Then it's going to bring us our step one. And we're always going to have, or on a couple of these, we're going to have an essential breath details. So, and then the breath name is going to be correlated to the different step that we're on and the breath type that we're doing. So follow the different steps, read through. When it says T, this is your inharmonious thoughts, emotions, and actions. So this might be your T, when you're spilling your tea or tell me the tea, it's, oh, I was really upset today. This person got me upset because they did this. So this is the T, someone got me upset because they did this. I felt this way because of this. Kala fabalaka, and then I felt this T, and then I felt this, and then you put in another, and then you keep listing those out and uh, trying to get down to those root source problems. Where is that really coming from? Is it that person? What do you really think of that person? Or was there something internally inside of you that is a reflection in this moment? Maybe it was. Maybe what they did was an atrocity and you have righteous indignation that now you need to process as well. But rooting it down to see if there's some internal root inside of you that's hasn't been processed, refined, and shifted. And then this process will guide you through that. So once we root those different T's and connections down, we can complete this task, go through our step 3, do our breath, check out our details, and then we do our transformation. So each one of these things, we're going to add in three minimum transformations. They've got to be original. So a lot of times when I do these finger taps, I think it's random, but then they end up being the same thing. And I have in my 3, so I can complete my step 4. And then step 5, do your breath. Step 6, we're going to be setting in a color here. So we click underneath this and we set our color. And then this is setting the different tones and vibrations for all of these. And then we can go through and we can recognize. And then we complete our step 6. And then we're on to our step 7, closing down the intentful space and going into our different stages of transmuting. So we have the inharmonious stage. So it was the stage we started in with our team. And we moved into our recognizing state. Now we're in a state where we can go into disclosure. So you've disclosed to OurPortal.Life and your data is ideally safe with us. And then we'll be making a function later. We'll be able to disclose to a friend, someone in your network, or you'll be able to, take this out personally and disclose it with someone that you trust inside the world. And you have your cleansing state. That's when you're moving it, you're taking care of it, you're making it feel easier and lighter. Managing is when you've learned how to clean it and now you're just keeping it clean. Mastering is when you don't even need to think about cleaning it anymore. It just remains clean. And transmuting, you've mastered it. It has moved into something else now. It's not even what you thought it once was. And so when we complete these steps, we'll see all of our passcodes and we can see that we're in our recognizing state. We go into disclosing, we can go into disclosing, and then we can go into our transmuting, and then we can be fully cleared. And that's all. Clear those codes. Hope you have fun. Breathe, meditate, follow the guide. The words on it are important. Don't just run through the steps and type in the things. Take in the breath, take in the moment seriously. And our last one here, we're going to come over to our suggestions. Welcome to our suggestion page. So on the suggestion page, you can see up here is add a new suggestion, see current suggestions, see complete suggestions, and see suggestion filters. So on add a new suggestion, we can type in and show choose from one of the suggestion types that's already within the system, or we can type in our own. And then let's say fix this and submit. And then we can go to see our current suggestions, and then we'll see all of the suggestions that are there. And then we have our waiting versus received, and you can see the filters. So you can see my suggestions. So the only one that I put in right now is this. I can filter by suggestion type. So this is your ability to check out the other suggestions that are already in. You can do an exact word search. So let's do fix, and then anything with fix will come up. And that is all. You come over to the complete suggestions, and in the complete suggestions, you'll see what we've already gotten done, what we've gotten accomplished through your suggestions and through everyone else's suggestions. And then in here on the back end, when you add a suggestion, I can click a button that will turn this into received. And when it turns into received, it gets posted as a goal in our portal's goals, and becomes a task that we're focused on. So please come in, add in your suggestions. We take them very seriously. Your cooperation in this system with us is what makes it possible and what makes it so powerful. So give us our suggestions, tell us what we're doing wrong and what we can make better for you, make smoother, cleaner, and how we can make this system be your system as well. Well, if you made it to this point through the full video, you've seen my ups, downs, you've seen the newness and the development ends of the background here. If you want to see more, reach out to OurPortal.Life at gmail.com on our network, and then you'll get a little suggestion box here. When you click that suggestion box, it will open up all of our developing tabs, all the things that haven't been sorted, haven't been organized for collapsible functions on the phone, things that don't fully work. You can check out all of our real data sources and the things that are coming that are new. So you can tell us, hey, this is messed up. Hey, this should really be in this already. And then we can be one step ahead. Instead of getting a suggestion after it's done, we're getting a suggestion in the development. So if you love what we're doing, if you think this is great, if you want to be a deep part of it, you want to be on our development team, get on that back end, just become a friend with us, work on those different sites and use that suggestion tab. And if you want to work with us in a deeper, more closer way, let's get on an app share. Let's start collaborating, working together, sharing some goals, working and seeing how we can build this network and team out as a whole. Check us out on becometheflow.life. I mix them up. OurPortal.Life is what you're on right now. Becometheflow.com. YouTube is maybe where you are. This might just be the homepage of OurPortal.Life. These are networked and funneled in many locations. Follow our Patreon, our Instagram, our Printify, our Etsy coming soon. Love you. Thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all soon.